Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go!
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We had a couple of champions on the show today. Wimbledon champion Matt Ebden.
Very
talking about me
exciting.
and Shaun. And
God,
also
no.
Greg Hire, who has made the Commonwealth Games 3x3 team. Unbelievably
Yeah,
proud
so
of
good.
him.
It's so exciting. We also have a discussion about accidents with a difference. These are pretty funny.
And when you're in a relationship and you think, let's move in together, do the girls move in with the guys or do the guys move in with the girls?
And we also revisit something from yesterday where I talked about a quote that I got for a simple job at my place. A tradie rang us up and told us why that quote was justified. Today, a guy named Mitch gives us a call and tells us why that was absolutely the worst thing he's ever heard on radio. And we're not talking about our show.
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
It was our Premier's birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Mark McGowan. We wished him happy birthday on the
did.
show, but also really hoped that he was going to have an amazing day. Unfortunately for Mark, he was involved in a car crash. The collision happened in Applecross. And resulted in the police attending the scene. There was a loud bang. There was very little damage. But the woman in question, it was an interesting day for her too.
It was her first day at a new job, so she was only 30 metres from her office, so her boss came out. It was all very dramatic, I think, for her, but she was great.
Wow, way to make a splash.
I know.
How embarrassing.
Everyone's fine, but it's just that mortification on your first day of work that your boss has just seen you run into the Premier.
How embarrassing.
So there's that, and then the whole Premier thing. Like, there's two separate bits
Yes,
here.
Yeah.
the accident, and then it's the Premier.
Yeah, it's accidents, right? You really hope that it hasn't got a twist to it.
Yes,
So with Mark,
it's bad enough that you dinged your car.
She has been in an accident with the Premier of the state. It'd be like crashing into a bus of nuns.
A whole
you
bus
ran in-
full. You had to take out a whole bus full
Or
of
being
nuns.
one of the people that drive into the river.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a different story. Oh, that happens so often, doesn't it?
Or hitting a truck of something. And then all that something comes onto your car.
What about crashing into a police car?
Crashing into a police car.
That would be horrendous.
And it was your fault because then you can't turn around and go, it was their fault. Because you know what? People are going to believe the police.
Yeah, you're never going to get that one across the line, are you?
Travel stress can take a hike.
With lots of fully refundable hotels, whatif.com has got you covered.
Just remember, booking cancellation windows apply.
So go on, relax and book your next trip with confidence at whatif.com.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
A woman yesterday, first day of her new job.
Yep.
It's very exciting, except that before she got to work, 30 metres away from her new office,
Yep.
she crashed her car into the Premier.
That's right. Mark McGowan. On his birthday too.
Everyone's
birthday,
okay.
yes.
It's fine,
Yes.
except that her new boss heard the kerfuffle and came out and saw what had happened.
How embarrassing. They'll always be
Always
remembered.
that.
So we are
Always.
talking about accidents or car crashes that had a bit of a difference. Rihanna, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Right, what happened?
Well, it was about 2 years ago, and I'm not sure if you guys remember the name of the restaurant, but there was a restaurant in Northbridge. It was like Mama Maria's or Mama Mia's or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was near Rose Street. So anyway, I was driving through an intersection there, and a guy went through a stop sign, and he hit my car.
Yeah.
And I lost control of the vehicle, and I ran into the restaurant.
You drove
And
into the
what-
I
I drove into the restaurant.
How was the
and
parking in there, Rihanna?
Oh, it was great. The parking's amazing in there.
Yeah.
What happened was I didn't realise that all the electrical mains to Northbridge was connected to that restaurant wall, and it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
I literally took all the power out of
Northbridge.
and every single person you could ever imagine came out of all the nightclubs surrounding our vehicles, and the police were there, and this guy was denying that he hit me, everybody had to go home. There was no more power. But the twist to it was, we ended up going to court because he wouldn't pay me for my car.
Yeah.
And not only did I take out the electricity, I got the bill for it, and he wouldn't pay me for the damages.
How much was the bill for the electricity?
It was $15,000.
$15,000.
Well, of course it would. You took out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Northbridge,
Like,
the whole of
literally-
Northbridge.
they had to get Western Power to come out and put a whole new grid in because it was completely out for days.
What time at night was this?
It was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 in the morning, the amount of nightclubs.
So it's nightclubs rather than restaurants.
Nightclubs and late night kebab shops.
2 o'clock. Yep. That's like prime time.
Exactly.
You're like, okay, you've cut one from the herd. You're about to close the deal.
Rihanna.
Oh, okay, that is so funny.
Thank you.
15,000.
Talia, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Talia.
What happened when you had a bit of an accident?
This is actually 2 days ago now.
Okay, we love a recent one.
Yes. So I went to go view a home open. As I arrived, I jumped out of my car and realised that I didn't put my car in park. And my car then decided to roll into the real estate agent's car.
Was this a rental home open?
Yes.
I'm imagining your application didn't go so well after that.
Straight to Nathan Shredder.
I don't think I'm going to hear back from them at all.
I don't think you will, Talia. That's embarrassing. Did it really lurch fast into that car?
It was like a hill, so it did cause a bit of damage.
Were you chasing?
God.
I love to see someone chasing after their car.
You know what? At least it was just a real estate agent's car. Imagine you pulling up to go and view the house that you wanted to rent, and then your car drives into the
lounge room. I guess I live here now.
Well, you're going to need your bond because we're going to have to take it.
Thanks, Talia.
All right, Marianne's in Atwell. Hi, Marianne.
Hi.
Hi, Marianne. We are
Marianne.
talking about accidents with a bit of a difference.
I've had 7 and they've all been stationary. Other people hitting me.
What's
7?
happened?
That's
Mary,
amazing.
what is that? Why are you such a target?
I don't know. I have all different cars. I've had 3 at red traffic lights where I'm not moving.
Yeah.
2 were under 20 k's an hour and 2 on the freeway where I was stationary.
Do you have magnetic paint?
Something like that, right?
That's amazing. I bet you're sick of filling out forms and ringing insurance agencies.
All over it. Know it all. Yeah.
Any ones that stand out? No, Marianne?
As a result of the first 4, I broke my neck and lost use of my right arm for 6 months. So,
Why don't you lead with that?
Marianne, that's a bit full on.
You know Pokemon Go? Do you reckon there's like some online game where there's a photo of Marianne somewhere and you get X amount of points if you crash your car into her?
Sounds like
Could be. That's a theory. Thanks,
It's called
Marianne.
Marianne Go.
Yeah.
As in killer.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I think we feel like a proud family at the moment. We've got
indeed.
one of our own that's going to the Commonwealth Games, which is amazing, absolutely outstanding when he's hung up the boots from playing professional basketball only a few seasons ago. And I'm
Can't
talking
keep him
about
away.
Greg High, and we mentioned him before, but this is fantastic, Greg.
It's mind-blowing. It's been weird. I mean, some people were talking to me about it yesterday, and I was like, oh, I actually did retire from professional sports for 3 years, and I mean, I'm on the way to work. On the way
You've got a proper job now.
It's been, the preparation has been ridiculous. Like, I mean, for the last 12 months to put myself in a position, it's no longer where I get massages for free and get to work out. Like, I actually haven't been able to... this is maybe not a bad thing for a marriage, but Ains and I haven't gone to bed together for the last 4 or 5 months.
I've been sleeping with Ainsley. Yeah. And it's been quite a lot for all
Big
of us.
spoon or little spoon?
Yeah.
Well, I was just passing by.
Well, it's so amazing. Everyone might know Greg's one of my best mates, and I've been with you along this journey through your whole 3x3 career, and there's been some ups and some downs, and were you expecting this news, Greg?
Oh, no. I remember seeing the camp list 4 or 5 months ago, and it was Xavier Cooks, Mitch Creek, Jack White. You're talking a guy.
Yeah, these are
currently
superstars
doing
of the NBA.
Summer League, a grand final MVP, and a guy that's been at the NBA. And I laughed, and I said, what am I even doing? There's well, I'll get a free frequent flyer, some status credits, and get over there.
Might get a tracksuit.
Trip. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, another Aussie singlet that I can auction off because I'm going to make some money now.
Yeah.
And then those guys sort of Jack White committed, and then Xavier Cooks was in New Zealand. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a chance here. And then when we went to the first camp, the first session I actually had not the best session, and I went, okay. And then I had everything fell in place. I was playing really well, and I was like, this is a reality. To the point of the last, I said to Ains, if I don't even make the camp, I've been bloody emotional, and I was crying on the phone. I said, I've put myself in the best position.
Yes.
I would walk away and say, no, I was
No regrets.
deserving.
Yeah.
But if you ask me if this was a realistic opportunity, 6, 12, 18, I would just said, no chance. I retire the perfect way, and this is even better. So,
You've played Amsterdam a couple of times, but you sort of turned for the last Asia Cup,
Asia
didn't
Cup,
it?
World Cup, but Com Games, ridiculous.
Well, we did speak to you about the World Cup and all that kind of stuff before. It's exciting. I forgot that you were still doing this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So you said it's been a process and you're still playing. So what do you do on a weekly basis to be able to stay involved and play?
So back 2019 I've been playing, and then obviously COVID hit, and it was all the ambitions to play the Olympics. And then when the Olympics got delayed, I was like, okay, I'm a sniff here. And then we didn't get invited to the qualifiers. And then that's where this process started. But I play NBL 1 just to take the legs
So
over.
for Rockingham,
But because 3x3 is so different, the physicality's nuts. So that's why I'm saying going at home. I'd go put the kids down for sleep, play, and then at 8 o'clock at night, I'd do 45-minute interval training into then a sauna. And while I was sauna, I was 115 kgs 12 months ago. I was like, my motivation has lacked.
Because that for me was the hard part, because I would be sleeping with Ainsley and then meeting Greg at the sauna.
Yeah. Nathan's the real victim of all of this. He's so busy.
I knew that there was not only bags under your eyes, there are other bags.
There's been bags on interesting places.
It's amazing, really, because you and Jesse, so 34 and 36 years old, is there not anybody under 30 that wants to play this game?
It was pretty funny seeing some of the social media stuff, getting said is
this the Masters?
Yeah, Masters games and prerequisite. It was had to be 35. But it's funny. At that, I think 3-3 suits one the physicality. That's. But when our coach had asked us, who do you think's good? I was like, Jesse. He's smart, physical, and
loves of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, loves Gilmore.
Could drop a 3-point bomb.
Makes a great quiche.
Does he?
Yeah,
he actually does. But yeah, so just that sort of element. It's been perfect to share that whole experience with him. Even we were like, mate, common games, this is ridiculous. So
it's ridiculous.
Best mates, it's awesome.
So on that, right now you're in the Commonwealth Games team, and it's just so exciting for your whole family, everyone. What are you personally looking forward to being a part of this? Seeing athletes, or I don't know.
You burst my bubble.
Yeah, we did a bit.
You said I can't go watch the games, but. It's funny because I was you want to be in that moment and focus. We're even messaging about these are the teams, this is a scout, and I'm like, man, I want to go to swimming or the events. If obviously we have the chance opening ceremony, I'm in there, little tiny flag. I'm trying to get a photo of the Queen, maybe a kiss.
She'll look for you, no doubt.
He'll stand out.
With her.
You're tall.
You'd sleep with her.
Yeah, but I think I'll embrace the whole element. With the sport, I think you have to, right?
This is it. This is this is your one chance to do it.
But one of the amazing things we were talking yesterday is Sully and Finney are of the age now where they can
appreciate what's happening,
and remember and take this memory in.
It's been awesome, obviously after the Asia Cup, and Sully has a relationship, but he was just like, "Oh, you're wearing the green and gold, Dad. You play for Australia," and he thinks
it's pretty amazing.
He thinks Ainsley's from Africa, so he's like, "What?"
She's like an Amazon, isn't she? And
I'm like, "Are you kidding?" But anyway, so it's just getting to share that experience with them would be unreal, and obviously even the medal ceremony. I retired with Sullivan on the court. That was my thing. Selfishly, I was like, he'll never remember this, but I wanted that moment with him, and now to go 3 years later, that hopefully I get the opportunity to have both those two there with my wife as always.
Can we just say on your wife, on Ainsley, congratulations to her as well, because she's a rock, isn't she? As much her victory and achievement as it is yours.
Yeah, hence why I'm about to fork out a lot of money for her to come to London. But no, she's been incredible. There's no way, even every single time when I'm like, hey, I'm going to the sauna, or I've got to do an extra workout in, hey, can you just take the kids for a little bit moment? For my dream, really, it's not. We don't get paid to do this at all. We've lost money.
You don't get paid. You work at Waste.
So
Greg, and that's the other amazing thing is he's come off the other side of his career. As we know, 3 years ago, retired. You work a job, and you've had to do this,
and you do your charity work as well.
Charity work as well. And you're trying to get this across the line. If there is anyone out there, I just want to chuck this out there that would like to support Greg and perhaps
he's got a private jet,
and perhaps try and get his family over there, because I know it would be a struggle struggle to get the money together to get Ains and the kids over
And it's
there.
a tight turnaround too, because it's only a couple of weeks away.
If anyone out there would, like a company or whatever, would love to chuck some money Greg's way to get his family over there, that would be so appreciated because they really deserve to be there.
Slide into his DMs, he'll love it.
Yeah.
And you can slide in anywhere else, but
The whole thing's amazing.
We're absolutely
super
wrapped
proud.
for you.
Thanks, guys.
And
Yeah,
you
we'll stay in
guys,
touch.
the other thing, you're a genuine chance. You're Asian
you can win
Cup
it.
champions.
no, yeah.
win it.
If we don't get gold, it would be a disappointment for us.
I know.
And that's where I made it, and now the pressure's like, this
Yeah,
is
now you gotta
legit.
deliver.
And I'm going. Making the Common Games team, I was like, this is sick. Like, I do speaking gigs and I go, like, I was like, yeah, I'm 4-time NBL champ. I'm like, I'm a Commonwealth Games athlete. But
And you're not
like,
making up the numbers.
I'm a gold medalist.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Mate, it's still, yeah.
We're right behind you.
Good on you, mate.
Love
Thanks for coming in.
Love
you.
you guys,
So
too.
proud of you.
Good on you, Greg.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Okay, I don't know how good this bloke is, right? But there is a dating expert.
Do you need any qualifications to call yourself a dating expert?
Well, he said he read a lot of books. He did a lot of seminars. He had a real deep look in himself. He said he had a really bad car crash. He's an ex-soldier. And
I don't think that makes you a dating expert, though.
Then, and then you call yourself a dating expert.
Oh, that
Can I
makes
say,
sense.
we've all seen maps.
Yeah.
We've seen the people on there.
We have.
Okay.
So this
Go
guy's
for it.
name
There's
is
the experts.
Jake Maddock, and I've had a read of some of his stuff, and I don't think
And
he's
now you've found love?
I think he's that on point with some things. I think he's got a bit of an old school way of thinking about stuff because he's got a rule
Okay.
for men and women. He says that you can get a new house together, right? So
So this is when you're finally moving in together.
you're
Like,
finally
okay,
moving
let's move in together
Yep.
because we're in love.
The rule is you can get a new house together, or the woman can move into the man's house, but never is the man allowed to move into the woman's house.
Why not?
What's the purpose?
He says it's so the woman can take the man's lead at home.
Oh,
A woman can
Okay.
take the man's lead. At
this
home.
guy's a Neanderthal, obviously. So we're moving into his cave.
Now,
is what he's saying.
my thing is, right, so you've got your own separate houses,
Yes.
right? Okay, and there's a decision on the table. Guaranteed, the woman's place is better.
But I think you just move into
Whoever's the
whichever
best
one
place.
is the best place.
Whoever's
Best
the best
location, most room, because
Yep.
there's now going to be two of you living. Don't move
Mate.
into a one-bedroom bedsit.
I went down to the comments. David said every time I move into a girlfriend's house or apartment, the authority was she, then the cat, then me. And then another guy says, if she has a better place than you, move into it.
Of course
that
you
makes
do.
sense. Yeah, that makes
Move into it.
So he's worried about his masculinity being affected because you're moving into her space and she won't let you have your man
should take
things
the lead.
around
He
you.
also says that men should men should always pay for dates, always organise and pay
Well,
for
that's
dates.
ridiculous as
it's
well.
a woman's job just to enjoy them. And then says also, without fail, without excuse, you should be sleeping with each other 3 times at least, a week at least.
Can you just ring the bell?
No excuses.
No excuses.
I was like, well, there
So
is an excuse.
we've got
because
COVID.
people
No
ha-
excuse.
And also, just people have a
Okay.
choice.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
It's called consent.
Yeah.
It's a new
Yeah, it
thing
is.
we've just discovered in
Shaun?
2022.
Well, you've lost me at this part.
But we want to know, right, whose place did you move into and was it a good idea or not?
Was there any downside into either the girl moving into the guy's house or the guy moving into the girl's house?
Yeah, so if you're a guy that moved into the girl house and you were just surrounded by Hello Kitty and you had nowhere
Floral
to put
doona covers.
to put your leather recliner, or if a girl's moved into a guy's house and it was, I can't
Yes.
even give an example because I just know how much things could be wrong with that.
Just
let us
everything's
know.
mismatched, I think, it tends to be the
Or everything to match when they go and buy the complete suite.
Also,
You know, the
could be
tall
that.
boy with the chest of drawers with the this and it's all the same wood. And the lounge room setting's the same. Oh, that makes me sick. Harry, get on here, Harry. Harry, I got the flu.
heterosexual man.
So over the holidays, I was supposed to on the first week go to Harry's house
how horrified
and
Harry is.
queer eye this straight guy's room
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's got a wonderful new. We don't know if we're calling her a girlfriend
Yeah,
yet.
we are.
Because we've got to have that conversation. But Jem, she's been staying at your place
Yeah,
until
Jem's great.
recently, until you moved into the other bedroom. Jem would have been putting her drink on an air conditioning unit.
Yeah, as a bedside
A portable
table.
air conditioning
I still
unit.
need to go and get one.
We are. We're going to
desperately.
We're going to be decorating your place. But would
Please.
you move? You've been to Jem's?
Not much. No.
Ooh, interesting. What's she hiding?
I play at
she's
home.
there. She lives with a boyfriend.
Plays at home.
lives with her mum.
Wow, so only home games, never an away game.
Yeah,
That's
no
interesting.
white shorts
no
for
white
me.
shorts.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Ellie, let's get your opinion while we're at it.
All right, so there is a dating coach, right? I don't think he's that good. His name's Jake Maddock, and he has said you can get a new house together when you're moving out, right? Or the woman can move into the man's house. The man never should move into the woman's house, ever.
Thoughts?
Oh, shut up.
Don't you think?
Yeah, he's single, isn't he, that guy?
Like you would have fairy lights and various throws and cushions.
Yeah. And like just styled.
It would smell like that vanilla fridge spray.
Fridge spray.
You know that
Because
vanilla
it was vanilla
fridge.
candles.
Why can't a man move in? What's his point? Why
Because
he says so the woman can take
emasculated?
the man's lead.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Oh, get over
Out
it.
of all the men, and there's been heaps that you've gone out with
and moved in together.
like the long line of men going down Rockaby Road as we speak. Have any of their houses ever been nicer than yours?
There's no way in hell. No way.
Exactly. You would rather
men live like trolls. No offense.
Yeah,
but like, Not all men.
So of the 87 men that live with you,
not all men.
they've all moved into your place.
No, she's angry.
Well, you find one together and then you take over.
That's
you
right.
take over the styling. You let
interesting.
them bring one thing to each room, but the rest is you. You know?
You can put that book on the table and I'm going to cover it with another book.
Well, let's go to Ange. Hi, Ange.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Ange. Now, did you move in with him or did he move in with you?
Well, I moved in with him. Now, I'll just paint the picture.
Yes.
He had 3 adult boys. They had V8 cars, boats, motorbikes. They had a male dog.
Jeez.
It was a big house in Doubleview. You could see the ocean, which was the great thing.
Yeah.
I've got 2 children, and we had a really nice place as well too, but nice and quiet. I've moved into this place. You can't even walk in the door. Everyone has to move cars around. There's fighting. There's screaming.
Did it just smell like petrol and farts?
Pretty much. Pretty much. To get to the laundry, you'd have to move quite a lot of stuff, and
sweetheart.
it was different.
Challenging. Did you do a spring clean once you got in, Ange?
I did actually. It took me a week and a half, and that was just the front hall with all the tools and everything in it, and then the laundry just so that I could get to the washing machine.
Just imagine that. Imagine that. You, at the quiet of night, you'd be sitting there, your ovaries would scream in terror.
Yes. Get me out of here. And I see that you're still living in Doubleview, so are you still there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. You stayed in the same suburb, but not the same house.
That's right.
Okay,
yeah,
good move.
Yeah.
The musical car thing was.
I know. It's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ange.
Find out from James from Wanneroo what happened. Hey, James.
Yeah, how you going, guys?
Hey,
James.
James.
All right, so James, the rule on the table is a guy can never move into the girl's house.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I moved in with the missus when she was living with her mum.
Oh,
yep.
James.
Yeah, I dislocated my shoulder playing footy, so she was like, well, you can't live on your own, so you may as well live with me and my mum. So, lived together for about a year before we bought our own place. And
yes.
9 years later, about to get married and got a 10-month-old son.
Okay, so
there
you're saying it can work, no worries, James?
Yeah, mate. Mrs. is dirty because she claims that I get treated better than she does by her own mum. So,
so her mum doted on you.
Yeah, and it's great because you can keep her on edge as well by saying, I can take off with your mum at any time.
Well, not really, because I got a dodgy shoulder, so not really.
She knows your weakness. Yeah.
Dodgy shoulder.
Just a quick karate chop, Nathan. That's
all right, so
on his
James,
knees.
when you went into, so you're living in, of course, your Mrs. Bedroom and stuff. Was it just all her stuff? Did you end up, moving in a little bit of your style in there?
Yeah, I had about 30 centimetres worth of closet space. The rest
You didn't need it all either, did you?
Nah. I, over time, slowly moved my way in, but it's all good.
It's worked out. It's worked out.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
We're talking about new relationships, the fresh flush of love.
Yes.
And you think, hey, let's move in together.
Yeah.
Well, there's a decision about whose house you move into. Does the guy move into the girl's house or does the girl move into the guy's house?
Because the dating experts come out and said that a guy should never move into the girl's house. Oh, my God.
But we think it's for whoever's got the best house. Surely we go into that one.
Hello, Chantel.
Hello.
Hi, Chantel. So, did you move into your partner's house?
I did. He was
21 and I was 18, and I moved from Perth to the Central Coast over East.
Yeah, wow.
To move in with him, and I think we'd only been dating for maybe about 2 months at that time, like online.
Oh.
So I'd never seen his face.
Online?
Never
Never seen his face.
You said face. Never seen his face.
Yeah, well, I'd talked to him, on video chat and stuff, but I'd never actually met him.
Seen him in the flesh?
Yeah. And then I packed up all my stuff, moved over there, and I got to his house, and it was your typical bachelor pad. There was, like, plastic lawn chairs, there's dining room chairs, and, like, blow-up mattress as his bed.
Okay, Chantal. Chantal, so you've walked in, right? You've walked in. How long, and be honest, did you think, like, what period of time do you think I might be murdered?
Probably about 30 seconds.
Did you collect your things and walk back out again and get straight to the airport and get on a plane and come back home?
I would have if I could have afforded the plane ticket.
Oh,
wow.
Sweetheart.
What a move, Ellie.
So the outdoor furniture indoors, that's terrible.
Blow-up mattress is the bed.
Blow-up mattress is the bed.
Yeah, he had like one lounge chair, a recliner chair.
And like as in got off the verge kind of stuff?
No.
Oh, most probably.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And you stuck around?
How long did you stick it out?
Couldn't leave?
I did. I was there for 10 months, and I eventually, over that 10 months, we upgraded the bed and bought a lounge, like that kind of stuff. But after 10 months, I was like, nah, I'm sick of this. So I told him we're packing everything up, and we left the lawn chairs, but packed everything else up and moved back to Perth.
So are you still together?
Yeah, we're still together. So we've been together now for almost 14 years and married for 10.
Guys, that's all you need to do to get a woman. Buy some plastic chairs and a blow-up mattress.
How low are your standards, Chantal?
No, he's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy.
She met him at 18 online.
That is
and
incredible,
then left for
Chantal.
love.
Wow.
Incredible.
That honestly, any other story that will be ending in your death.
Nobody could accuse you of being a high-maintenance girl, Chantal,
No,
that's for
great.
sure. That's amazing.
All right, let's finish off with Ali in Kingsway. Hi, Ali.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, Ali. Did you move in with him or did he move in with you?
Well, the story goes, I used to live in a house and it had a such and such address, and I moved to another house with my 4 children, and I moved to another house, and then I was single, and I met a person online, and so we were going to meet up for a drink. And I said, do you live north or south of the river? And they said, north of the river.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I used to live in this house. And I never came back. It was like, and I thought I'd said something wrong. And then about an hour later, he came back and said, oh, that's the house I live in now.
Oh, so you hooked up with a guy who lives in your old house.
And he says, that's where I live now. I thought I just had to go and check with my mates. They weren't taking the you-know-what And then he said, so we kept talking and I met him anyway. His eldest girl's called Meg. My second daughter's called Meg.
Yes.
His Meg goes with a Mitch, and my eldest son's called Mitch. And my third daughter, she went to uni with his second daughter's boyfriend. And when I went to the house, it's like, I was going to be so strange. My kids come over now and says, Mom, this is where we grew up. Like, it's so strange walking in. We used to swim in that pool. And the lights are still there that I brought them from British Home Stores, Northern Ireland.
Yes.
And they wooden floorboards are there, and the sheer curtains are still there.
Oh.
And there's a mirror that it was drilled into the wall.
Yes.
I couldn't get it.
Yes.
And it's still there, so it's all my taste. You know?
That's all your
It's
style.
nice.
Oh, so your style's still there.
Still there.
Oh, yeah, it's all still there. So he likes
pair of
what I
shoes.
like, you know. So, no, I never left them. And then, so I rang him up one night and says, hey, what are you doing tonight? And he says, I'm just doing up at Haven and stuff because I think maybe I'll have a visitor later. I says, listen, just shove everything underneath the stairs, shut the door, nobody will see it.
Oh, God,
because
you know.
still got cameras. have you got secret cameras here still? Did you leave cameras?
Because that's exactly what he was doing.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and we both emigrated here in '89, but we've never met each other. But it was just the silence initially. Was like, have I said something wrong?
Are you still together?
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Your lives had such similarities.
Yes,
the
so
fact that
many
he was living in
parallels.
your house, all that sort of stuff. It wasn't at all, but it sounds incestuous. But it wasn't at all. Because everything was so connected.
He's Scotch and I'm from Northern Ireland. Our kids' names are the same. You know, we're sort of around the same circle.
Lives are intertwined.
And he's now living in my house. Yes.
And that's the mirror you bought.
I know. That's my mirror.
Okay.
Oh, good work. Thanks, Ellie.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
So yesterday I was telling you guys about the quote that I got. It was for a simple job that was to be done at our apartment block. You see, we had one of those simple hook and latch situations that you would find on a caravan door.
Yeah,
that
you
would
would.
keep the bin room door open when you were taking the bins out. That
Sure.
had broken a while back. So at our last
As the bin
AGM,
monitor, you are most impacted by this.
At the last AGM, it was brought up that we needed to get that fixed. So a quote was sent through from Strata, and the quote was for $495. Now, it was unbelievable. I laughed and sent back a reply saying that I'll go to Bunnings, and I bought an $11.42 hook and latch, and I went down there, and it took me literally probably 3 minutes.
So you didn't have to drill any holes. The holes were already there.
The holes were
You
there.
were
There was
literally
the
just
plugs
replacing
in the
it.
thing, and that was the job. So anyway, I was talking about how ridiculously high it was, and we all agreed.
Yeah.
And then we got a phone call from George who disagreed.
First of all, he's never seen the job, so he's got to come out, have a look what he's got to get, and then he's got to drive all the way to Bunnings, find the part, drive all the way back, and then fit it.
So wait there, George, can I just stop you there? The photos have been sent of the job.
Yeah.
Right?
He doesn't know the size.
Oh, you could measure it.
You can. That's quite a simple question.
But do you assume that's going to happen with every single job?
You have to.
Yeah, but so that's the quote. So we would have to have paid that invoice. So
Yes.
you're saying that we have to pay an extreme amount of money for somebody
In
because
case there's a mistake.
they do something that takes a bit more time.
This guy has to earn his living, and at the end of the day, he might only have 2 jobs a day. I hate to have to tell you this, but he doesn't have to justify the price. You have to pay it. End of story.
Well, that's why I didn't. And I spent 5 minutes and $12.
So he justified it, no?
Yeah.
George.
I tell you what, the amount of traders yesterday that were getting enraged by that. One of which was Mitch from Belga, who joins us now. Hey, Mitch.
Hey, g'day, mate.
Hey, Mitch.
Right, so what did you think when you heard George?
Oh, it's sort of disgusting. We all tradies do little jobs for people, odds and sods, and sometimes we don't even charge at all because you turn up there, have a look, and it's a 5-minute fix, and you feel bad even giving a price at all.
Yeah, I bet. I've had that.
I think everybody can justify the call out fee because it's your time and there's a minimum. But $500 for what's essentially a 5-minute job does seem a bit over the top, doesn't it?
I had a lady put a post on Facebook on the Balga page just after that first big storm hit.
Yeah.
She had a leaky roof, didn't know the problem, she was freaking out, and I said, I'll come and have a look. I could only live around the corner and popped in after work, and turned out to be a 2-minute fix where the quote she got over the phone was $1,100 to fix it. There was a piece of bark stuck in one of the gutters.
No,
that's all it was.
A piece of bark stuck in one of the gutters.
$1,100.
You're a hero, Mitch. You're a hero.
Hey, Mitch, one of the justifications from George was the fact that if there was a mistake, then you'd have to go back and do it again. So he was saying that you figure in the probability
what
that
could
there'd
go
be
wrong, and then you have to pay it anyway if nothing does go wrong.
Have you ever heard that before?
If you're a good tradesman, you've got all that stuff already in your bag.
Yeah.
If you don't know what size latch it is and you install latches and you have half a dozen latches already in your bag.
Because there was only when I was there at the latches, right, the latch shop, which was Bunnings, there was 65 mil, there was 75 mil, and there was 100 mil. There was just 3 latches.
Yeah.
And that were the ones that you would use.
But if you got the wrong one, Nath, at your property, how far in terms of time and that would it take you to go back to Bunnings?
Bunnings Bayswater was probably 8 minutes away.
And even then, wouldn't you just buy all 3 and then next time you're at Bunnings,
just drop them off? Would you do that, Mitch? Would you do that?
Exactly. Or on the opposite scale of things, if he is going to charge you some kind of fee, those latches cost you $11 at retail price. He'd be getting tradie discount. That'd be about $8 each. Picks up all 3, under $30. He charges you $80 to install. He's pocketed $50.
Yeah, and got 2 latches.
And got 2 latches for next job.
And you're still happy because that's
Mitch,
reasonable.
So from the job that I was quoted $495 for, right? Because we didn't end up getting another quote because I just did it. What would that job to you cost?
Depends. I'd be messaging you straight away and be like, "Oh, can you just get us a tape across that latch?"
Yeah.
Yep.
No worries. Go out, grab it. Depending if it was middle of the day or if it was the last thing in the hour kind of job, it'd be $50-100, slab of beer, call it a day.
Beer economy.
All right, Mitch, can we get your number for everything? Do you come to East Fremantle?
Mitch, you're going to be our handyman.
Do you travel far and wide?
It's really great getting you on, Mitch, because a lot of people would have heard that yesterday and probably gone, oh, you know what, tradies rip you off. And they don't rip you off. You know, there are some companies that will, but, like, it's really great to hear that you went, no, that's absolutely ridiculous.
And I think that what it equates to is repeat business, doesn't it? If you do the right thing by people, they're going to use you again and again and again. Whereas if you feel ripped off, you're just never going to use that person again. And no wonder you're only getting 2 jobs a day if that's the way you're operating.
Well, at the end of the day, it's some jobs you charge more for because they're bigger in difficulty and they take longer time. And they cover you getting the word of mouth out, looking after people on the little jobs. You know, I did that little fix for the lady. I had her neighbour message me. She'd given her number to multiple friends. None of them have eventuated. I didn't make any more money out of it.
No. Not yet.
I didn't make any money at all, but
it might down the track.
No,
it's goodwill.
She goes, I had someone come out and they had a look and they fixed it and they looked after me.
Mate, it's the goodwill.
It's the Australian way. You know?
It is. Yeah.
The way you're speaking, it sounds like he's from America or somewhere that don't give a...
They
have no care about people.
I think nobody's trying to deny that tradies deserve to make a living. There's no doubt about that. But like... $500 for a
some things just don't pass the pub test, do they?
No
I do want to say thank you to George for calling, though.
Yeah, we appreciate
We are
his
rebutting
insights.
what you're saying, but like it was really great that you called, and you know it sparked a really, I think, a great conversation,
spirited discussion.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
State of Origin was on last night, Game 3. It was a massive game, and sometimes you think, okay, I'm not interested in this stuff, and
not invested,
particularly in WA. And
I know, I thought that.
Then you switch it on, and you get caught up in it. They go absolutely ballistic.
So I didn't watch the game, but I looked at all the articles afterwards and watched all the footage, and like that looks like it was eventful.
Nathan, it was so brutal.
The blues and the people cracking the shit.
Yeah, I'll come back to that, but we want to kick off with something you just brought to my attention.
Okay, so everybody online has been bagging out the national anthem, which is something that the world does. Someone performs the national anthem, they bag them out. This time it's not the performance by Matilda Moran, who's a musical theatre star.
Oh, that's nice.
This time it's the background music to the national anthem. They're saying it sounds like it was played on a Casio organ with like one of those filters like salsa on. Here.
Just listen to that. That is weird.
That's so weird. A bit jazzy.
Outstanding.
She sounds amazing.
You're so right.
Now they're going to background music.
You're so right. When you watch a major sporting event or an event and the national anthem comes on in any country, people are just waiting to just cut something.
Well, it's amazing that they don't just have a standard backing track for the national anthem. Where do they get that from?
And I do appreciate they've quickened the pace with this version.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
The game started not long after that. When they got their heads together, 3 players inside 5 minutes were KO'd. They ran into each other that hard. They clashed heads, a couple of them. One got hit by someone else's hip, And 3 guys were they were
Do they
out
have
of the
concussion
game.
protocols?
They do.
Yeah, right. Good.
And it was really funny, actually, Nat, to be honest, because I didn't know how stringent they were. I was thinking, they'll let these blokes back on, because that's what happens a lot of times.
Certainly that's what happened in the olden days, isn't it? Yeah.
That'd have been my perfect scenario would be like to get KO'd within the first, say, minute and then wake up afterwards and realise we've won.
You won. You won. And you're apart forever. You get the medal, you get the whole
I played for a minute.
Yeah, that's right. You're in the photo at the beginning, so you were definitely there.
The game was so intense. In the end, what happened is New South Wales kept making a whole heap of mistakes. They had 10 errors in the second half, particularly probably in the last 15 minutes, and they got scored against heavily. There was one thing, though, this morning, right? There was a fight in the game, and it was Dane Gagai versus a guy called Matt Burton, and then another bloke from Queensland. So picture this. So the New South Wales guy came behind one of the Queensland guys and ran into his back and knocked him over.
Yep.
That was in general play.
Yep.
So the Queensland teammate, which is Dane Gagai, comes over, grabs the New South Wales guy and just starts throwing haymakers at him.
Yep.
And so the New South Wales guy is holding back and starts trying to punch back. In the meantime, third man in comes over, Queenslander, grabs the bloke in a headlock, and the poor bloke's 2-on-1, he's down the ground. So the umpire calls a stop to the game, and he goes, right, 10 minutes in the sin bin for Dane Gagai because you were throwing massive proper haymakers, and hit him. And Matt Burton gets called over, who's the guy who was in a headlock, and he said, you're in the bin too because you threw a punch back.
Yep. And then...
What about the third man in? What happened here?
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
Nothing.
Yeah, so and then was it the so it was then 2 of the teammates from one of the other teams comes up and goes, oh wait, you should let us do this basically because they've been doing it to us all season.
Oh yeah, that was the captain who came over there.
They've been doing it all season. You've been allowed to,
and he swore. yeah. That was Daly Cherry Evans, who was the captain who walked in on that.
You're not allowed to do that.
And
but they've been doing it to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the other captain comes in, James Tedesco, and he says the same thing. Hang on a second, he was in a headlock and he was getting punches thrown at him. What do you expect him to do? It was a real weird thing to see both these guys send off. And I guess the other thing was watching the game. The commentary is unbelievable.
Yeah, they're so passionate because there's no impartial commentary. No. They are on a side and they will, to the death.
So on that, when you hear all types of sporting things, other than when you watch the Olympics when there's a special comments guy and we're screaming for Kathy Freeman or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the best because you've got a guy who Ben Hunt was running for the last try of the game to win and seal the game. And you've got guys in the background who are supposed to be, they're not supposed to be neutral, but they're not. They are supposed to go and they're just going
they're barracking, not commentating. It's amazing, isn't it?
It was such a good event to watch and no doubt it'll be the number one event.
You're on board. Look at you going.
Yeah. And people in Perth, last couple of games have watched it. It's been the highest rating.
Well, the last match was in Perth, so.
What, higher rating than Big Brother?
Well, I don't know. Not according to Reggie,
it was touch and go.
Not according to Reggie.
Australia loves that.
Oh, it was great anyway. I really enjoyed it.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I think for a lot of people that like sport in general, if you were to claim that you're a Wimbledon champion, would be one of the most ultimate things you could ever
it's up there with Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got one in our fair state, and that's Matty Ebden, who we know quite well. Matt, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Good morning. Yeah, it's
so good.
What's it like being a resident of Wimbletown?
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. I've said in some media before, they've asked me, I said, I don't even know if I dreamed as a kid of winning Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say that, but I don't think I ever dreamed of winning Wimbledon. It was just, I wanted to be a professional tennis player, get to the top 10, but winning Wimbledon, it wasn't probably till I was an adult that I sort of grasped the fact that I was good enough and started believing I could do it and this and that, but it's more than a dream come true, definitely.
And you nearly did it twice too, just quietly, because you got very close in the mix as well.
With Sam Stosur in the mix, we got to the final, and that was actually the first time I played on centre court, and the first time on Wimbledon final, of course. I'd never been to the final in Wimbledon and never even played on centre court there. So, as a tennis player itself, even just being able to say you've played a match on centre court is quite something that people really value and cherish, and to get to play the final there. Unfortunately, that one didn't go our way. We lost that one, but then to have another chance a couple of days later in the doubles final, and for that one to go our way, it's a moment I'll never forget. It's crazy.
Solid campaign.
I remember the first time you came into our studio. It was many years ago. What was the trophy you brought in? It was, and we had to wear gloves to touch it.
Oh no, that was probably just my local club champs or something.
You might have been doing a tour for the Australian
Open, I think.
Okay. So there you go. Yeah, it wasn't my trophy, was it?
No, but it was like, and it was all about what this guy could do, and you've gone and done that, and we're sitting in the same seat.
Exactly. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird journey. I've been fortunate in my career, or so I've thought, to have had many great achievements and realised a lot of my career goals. Davis Cup, winning a slam at Australian Open, and getting to close to the top in the singles rankings, and winning doubles titles, and having all these great experiences. Playing Federer, and Nadal, and Rod Laver Arena, and this and that, and sort of I sit here now at 34, and then to get to my first Wimbledon finals and win one. All our 4 Grand Slams are technically equal, and being an Aussie, my favourite 2 tournaments are Aussie Open and Wimbledon. Just obviously Wimbledon's it's a mecca, it's a pinnacle of world sport. To play on centre court at Wimbledon and win, it's a really weird experience. I don't know. There's magic. There's auras out there. It's weird. You sort of feel like you're not in control at all, and you're just sort of hanging on the side of sort of fate or destiny, waiting for it to play out to see if you're on the good or bad side of it. Really, it's really weird.
Well, the one thing, Max Purcell being your partner was absolutely outstanding, saving a couple of match points in that game. But so you get to the end of the match and you're victorious, and then a part of the dream is that royals come down and they're part of
present you the trophy and everything.
Poor little Prince George, boiling hot in his suit.
Which royals did you get?
Well, so Kate Middleton was there on that day, and she was watching the first set or two of our match, but she'd obviously been there since 12 o'clock. They'd had the women's singles final, so they were all there before that. They did their lunch, and they had the women's singles final. She does that, and then she's meant to sort of stay and probably watch our match and do that. But we took her 4.5 hours after that.
Yeah, so you only went 5 sets, didn't you?
Exactly. She was there for 9 hours, so she didn't last the whole match, and not many people did or would have. So fair enough. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, Kate Middleton was there, Tom Cruise was there, and all the royals and boxes and all that.
It's a spin out, isn't it?
Pretty cool.
So do you clock them when you're on court? Like, do you know straight away? Oh, there's Tom Cruise. Like, or is it just a wash? I saw Kate. I meim, she's sitting right at the back of the middle of the court in this shiny golden yellow dress. So, Kim, my wife, she really liked Kate, and she's a fan of Kate. So I definitely sort of knew Kate was there. But by the time it came to the trophy ceremony, when it was 9 o'clock at night, so much had happened since then. I couldn't even think straight. Never mind think about it. It was giving me the trophy. Hey, Natty, I want to know preparation before a game, right? What does a tennis player eat before a big match? Because we know some sports, someone will eat like a big plate of pasta or whatever. But what do you eat? What happens?
That morning, I'm pretty sort of religious with what I eat. I wake up, I always have eggs on toast, and I think I had some avocado as well. Coffee,
so poached or scrambled?
Or fried?
Just fried was the easiest. Yeah, Kim actually just whipped them up for me in the house, so that was just quick and easy. And then I go and go to tennis, warm up. Shout out to the Woodies that came on court, Mark Woodford came and warmed up with us. He's a left-hander, so we had to get some left-handed serves at us.
Yeah, good.
So that was nice. And then eat again after that warm-up, a couple of hours before the match. For me, it's salmon and a lot of rice and just olive oil. It's a bit boring, but
the carbs.
It's fuel. It's fuel.
Carbs, bit of protein, and then just olive oil, not even sauce.
So,
a lot of hydration.
Hydration.
Yeah. Massive. Yeah.
Once the game's over, do you smash 10 burgers or something? Or is it that sort of situation?
We didn't eat for quite a while after, but it's funny. We'd obviously been out there for 4 hours. I think 4 hours and 11 minutes, and pretty long, pretty physical, and draining, and emotional energy, everything. But I finished the match, and I felt like I'd just woken up in the morning fresh as a daisy. I felt high on adrenaline, and just I just had endless energy and my body felt amazing. I felt like I
just
could fly.
eating
It was
victory.
really strange.
Feels
yeah,
good.
so they gave us so in the locker room, Max and I smashed a beer. They had beers for us. Then they had champagne, and then the sort of chefs came and asked for all our crew to come and celebrate. What do we want? So they just sent us a whole bunch of pizzas. So they brought us all
nice.
boxes and boxes of pizzas. We had pizza, and then we had to go around and do all the media runs. I think we jumped on the Project and Today Show and this and that and blah 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 and press conference and back for more pizza and champagne and then we finally got out of there and then we had to do drug doping. You got to go down a drug test.
Came back 100% pizza.
100% alcohol. No.
Yeah.
And then so it got to like midnight and there was sort of time, everyone sort of leaving left and Max and then we're like, okay, let's go, and we're going up to the Dog and Fox, pub up in the Wimbledon Village. So we had our baby with us. He'd been at the creche and then he was awake and it was midnight. But we had his pram and so we didn't want to put him in the car seat, wake him up. And it's about 3 Ks up to the town. So we thought, you know what? We're just going to walk him. So we took off and we walked Harvey in his pram to the Wimbledon Village, and he just slept basically on the pavement outside the pub while we put a party and celebrated with everyone.
Get away with it when you're a Wimbledon champion.
That's strange.
Yeah, there's videos of it on my Instagram, and we made sure we got a document of it for Harvey. One day we'll show him. It's pretty funny.
That's
so great. You mentioned one thing before, and that was the Woodies, and they're Australian folklore, really.
Yeah, that's right.
So they won that many titles as doubles champions.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself going on from here, and this is what you wanted to be able to, continue doing?
The name's not as catchy. Ebden and Purcell sound like a legal firm, but
Well, they call us the M&Ms these days, so there's a little bit of something going on. But well, first of all, that's also why I'm still in a bit of disbelief. It's to be, Wimbledon, the history, the pinnacle, every champion that's gone before globally, but even the Aussies winning at Wimbledon, our heritage in that in history since 100 years ago, we've had champions all the time, and just to be a teeny tiny little part of that history and puzzle now, it's mind blowing for me. The Woodies, I've been fortunate to have both Mark and Todd be my coaches at some points in my career and sort of mentors to me. So definitely learn a heck of a lot from them, and to have them there on that final day was special. Todd's nickname is 9 times. He's won Wimbledon 9 times in doubles and mixed doubles. So
I heard yours is 9 inches, eh?
From Max, or?
Matt, did I hear a rumour that you made a bet with Max that you're going to grow a mullet?
Yeah, far out. So
what were you thinking?
Yeah, I know. Well, okay, so obviously Max got the mullet, and back in even Aussie Open, the mullet, whatever, and I think after all that final, there was obviously a lot of media. We got to the final, we didn't win, but still was a lot of media with Nick and Canassi.
All Aussie final, So
I was back here a couple of weeks after Aussie, and I think I was in quarantine for a week before my baby was born.
That's right.
And I had endless time to read stuff and do media and everything. And there was I think an article came out on GQ that had the best Aussie mullets of the summer, or the recent times or current, whatever. And so I was sort of thinking, we just made the final of Aussie Open. Max got this big mullet. He's probably going to be in this list or something. So anyway, I went through it, and he was nowhere to be found on the list, obviously. And, we're just nobodies. But, so we saw some footy players and some whatever else. And I sort of sent to Max and said, look at this, whatever. So, the mullet was quite a thing for him. And a couple of months later, we were at the French Open maybe practicing and in maybe April, May or whatever. And I think Max put a picture of us practicing with some Aussies, and then I sort of reposted his picture and put a poll on my Instagram and said, should Matt grow a mullet? I reposted it, put a vote, and, hundreds of people said no, hundreds of people said yes, grow a mullet. I said no. My wife definitely said no. Max said yes. So we were left with this sort of thing, and it was a bit funny and whatever, and heaps of people were going, yeah, do it. Some people were going, oh my God, no, don't do it. Anyway, so it was sort of funny, and Max was like, yeah, come on, you got to grow them up. I was like, no chance. But then I was just, Max, he's quite a bit younger than me, he's 24. So I said to him, I was like, I'm just going to put this out there, I'll just throw it out there. So I was like, you know what, mate? I was like, if we win Wimbledon, I'll grow a mullet for you to Aussie Open. And I think his girlfriend was there. She heard, and we told Kim. I said to Max, I was like, look, I said to Max, look, if we win Wimbledon, I'll freaking do whatever he wants. I'll do cartwheels down the street, down, like, you know what, whatever. So we did that, and he'd actually forgotten about it. But yeah, it's quite funny. So the night before the final, sitting there with Kim, my wife, at the house, and just thinking about the next day, and I said, I was like, you know, maybe confident or expecting that, you know, we could maybe win this final. I said to her the night before, I was like, do you remember that? Like, you know, if we win tomorrow, like, that's it. There's only one more match here. I've got to grow this mullet. And she goes, nah. She goes, don't tell Max. She goes, don't remind him.
He won't remember.
She goes, don't remind him. He won't remember. And so the next day we spoke about it, and he didn't remember for the life of him.
But it's out there now.
What? You don't remember? Yeah, well, I mean, it's on our Instagram archives, like on the story, so you can check, you know what I mean? And then he goes, oh, yeah, the Instagram poll, whatever. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, no, you're growing a mullet now. So from now until the Aussie Open, it's happening, Matt.
Yeah, it is. So,
It'll be long
my
and
hair's
luscious
already a
by
bit
then.
long.
Yeah. Well, no,
I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months
I'm just
could be
saying,
okay.
if Kim really loves you, she should grow one too.
Maybe with an undercut?
Now you're talking.
Oh, nice.
All right. Oh, Matt, look, we're so proud of you. Congratulations, Wimbledon champion. Not many people get to put that after their name, and you can. Well done.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for talking to us, buddy. Bye, bud.
All right, have fun. See you guys.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.